All right. Hey, thank you for that. I'm not sure who sent that. Hey, what's up, Lauren? How's it going? And let me see. Hey, Renee, thank you. Highly appreciate that. And Brian, thank you. Highly appreciate that also. And let me see who was over here. Elizabeth, thank you. Highly appreciate for that. Appreciate that daily heart. Yeah, we are live. We are live and direct again. This is gonna be the last court of the night. This is gonna be the 11 p.m. Maricopa County Court, if you will. See, make sure I didn't miss any comments over here. Hey, what's up, Sue? How's it going? We're gonna go ahead and make sure we're gonna do a precautionary drop one, flush one. What's up? I think that's Renee also. Let me see there. Becca. Ah, your tablet. Ah, no bueno.
Thank you. You may be seated.
All right. And everybody else that's here, welcome. Welcome back. Oh, is this a different judge? We got a different judge now. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Not that other one. The other one had a bad attitude. Really bad attitude. She was rubbing me the wrong way. Let me see. Hey, Renee, I have blood. Oh, damn, that sucks. So what do they have you on blood thinners to help you out with that issue,
Good
Renee?
evening. This is the time set for the 11 p.m. calendar on June 20th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first
What up,
calendar of this
Nana?
month will apply to all matters on this calendar. I'll call you
Lexi.
guys each one at a time to the podium, and I'll provide a second name to sit in the chair outside of this room. I'll let you know what you're here for, if I'm appointing an attorney, if you have a bond, and what your release conditions are. If we could
Whoa.
start with Mr. Cox to the podium and Miss Avenatti to the chair.
You'll be on my prayers tonight, Renee.
Yep, just stand right at the podium, sir.
Hey,
Could I get your name and date of birth?
Sparkle.
Grayson Cox, 01/01/1996.
Is that
Thank you,
Malibu's
sir. And it does look
most
like you
wanted?
are here on a grand jury warrant that was issued for you.
Okay.
It has an offense date of January 2nd, 2024, and it does include one count of aggravated assault with a victim that was bound or restrained, a Class 6 felony. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set an arraignment hearing for you. That'll be June 27th at 8:30 a.m. in the downtown Superior Courthouse on 175 West Madison Street. In this case, you have a secured appearance bond of $250,000. If that bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. It does include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not possess any weapons. All of this information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, so the $250,000 bond, how does that work?
So it is a secured appearance bond. Let me just double check.
Damn, hey, Malibu's
So yes, it is a
most
secured
wanted. He's
appearance
with the
bond, meaning
business.
you can use a bail bonding company. Bail bonding companies are typically
Hey,
going
what
to
up,
be
David? Where you
10%
been?
plus collateral.
So
When you get
25 grand?
Good luck to you, B-Rad.
Yes.
Because I have a paper from when I was first magistrated, and it says I have a $250 cash bond.
Looking for my bottle of water over here.
Okay, let me check the warrant again. One second.
What up,
Yes,
Becca?
ma'am.
Have you,
Hey, what
were
up,
you ever
locked up
arrested
connections?
on this case
No.
previously?
If
No.
you're looking
No.
for love,
I
check her out.
was in Texas, and
What
I
up,
got
Miss
magistrated
Tasmanian?
there, and they said, and then so when the sheriff from Maricopa picked me up, he said he could see my bond was $250 cash bond, and he thought it was silly that he was even coming to pick me up.
Okay.
Man, I was worried about you, David. I was like, where's David at? Missing in action. We need all the inside information from the courts over here, from Pima and Maricopa, if you will. Not, oh man, you
So
missed
you were
a
extradited
gang.
from another state to here,
Yes,
and you
ma'am.
didn't post bond when you were there?
They wouldn't allow me to.
Man, you
Okay.
missed a lot of
Right.
them, David. Hey, what up, Annie? How's it going? Who said that?
Yeah, I stayed there for
What up, Love
3
and
weeks
oh,
to a
Love
month,
and Tacos? I love
and
tacos.
Before
waited for
Maricopa
them
picked
to.
you up?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's not actually. He's getting it on Tuesday now. They told him he's getting it on Tuesday.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the record.
It's okay.
Hey, what's up, Christina? Highly appreciate you. Damn, this was a high bail. He's going to prison. That fool better be ready for prison. He's with the business on the street. I hope he's
I'm gonna have to reprint
with
this
the
one.
business on the in prison. He better be ready to break that seal.
Okay, so it does look like you have a grand jury warrant dated 4/4/25 that you were extradited on, and that one is
What up,
$250.
Raven?
So it is just a secured appearance bond of $250 that you'll have to pay.
Oh, it's only
Thank you.
You can use a
250.
bail bonding company. Otherwise, if you post the 250,
I actually already paid the 250. I had somebody come up here and pay it.
so the 250 has already been paid.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I unfortunately don't have access to that record, but the officers
confused.
will. It'll still take about 4 to 6 hours to
Laura.
be processed out of custody. If you fail to
Me too,
appear at this
Lisbeth.
hearing on June 27th at 8:30, you'll forfeit that bond and they'll issue a warrant for your failure to
Okay.
appear.
What's the date today?
Today is June 20th and your hearing is June 27th.
Thank you, Laura.
So a week
I have
from today.
one question.
Sure.
I'm sorry. My car and my dogs and stuff are in Texas. I have to go get them. Is there any way that I can go get them and come back? Is there a way we can arrange that I'm allowed to do that?
Come again?
So right now, because you do have a pending felony, you're not allowed to leave the
I
state of
do
Arizona.
have a Texas driver's license also. I have an address there. That's where my
She
stuff
don't
is.
care about your Texas driver license.
When you see your judge on June 27th, who's going to be handling this case, you can ask if they're going to make an exception once they know more of the hearing dates and what that's going to look like going forward. But right now, you're not going to be able to return to Texas, okay? So you'll need to talk to your judge and your attorney. You'll meet your attorney on June 27th.
I have an attorney.
Then. So at this point, nobody's filed an entry of appearance in this case?
Yeah, so
What up, Tiffany?
this case was sealed.
Correct.
And that's
Sealed?
why I didn't know I had a warrant.
Yeah.
Right? So my
kind of
attorney
sealed?
never saw that there was a warrant. I actually had him check, and this is why I went to Texas to go work. So they said that they can't even start working on the case until I got extradited here, which was today. So,
Thank you for the
Okay.
dating
but I
heart.
do have an attorney.
So you intend on having that attorney file an entry of appearance? Okay. So I appointed counsel. If in fact you hire a private counsel and they enter of appearance, that will just make my order void. It is still sealed. I can't even see very much. I have very limited information. I don't have any information regarding the facts. All of that should open up once you get to your next hearing, and then your attorney will have access to that information, which is why it's at that time the judge, once they can read all of that, they can make a decision whether or not they're going to give you an exception to go to Texas to get some things.
Okay.
But right now, with the pending felony, you're not allowed to leave the state of Arizona.
Okay.
Okay.
And so does it tell you why it's sealed?
All grand jury warrants are sealed.
Oh,
That's
okay.
just how
And
it
then
works.
my second question would be, so my attorney can't start working on the case until I go
What up,
to this
disaster?
next court date?
No, they should be able to enter their appearance now. When you get your paperwork here in a minute, you're going to have the CR number on there. If you want to contact your attorney and let them know, they can file their entry of appearance, and then the paperwork should be unsealed soon, and he or she will be able to get access to the underlying information. They just want to have that today because, like, again, even I cannot see it. It's
Like,
sealed.
if
But
I'm
that's
recording this right now,
standard procedure for all grand jury warrants.
Okay.
or am I
Okay.
playing a
So now that
recorded?
we've done your entry
court.
of appearance, you can start moving forward with your case, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. If you'll step to your left, the officer will give you that paperwork. Thank you, sir. Ms. Avenatti.
Next. Hey,
Ms. Subia to the chair.
I thought she was giving that fool a $250,000 bail. Nah, this is live, man. This is actually happening right now in real time. This is the last court of the night, the 11 p.m. court
Good
for
evening.
Maricopa
State your name and
County.
date of birth.
Really, Catherine Avenatti, February 1991.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like we have 3 cases on the calendar here. The first one is a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of narcotic drug possession for sale, Class 2 felony, and 1 count of narcotic drug possession for use, a Class 4 felony, and 1
David.
count of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference June 26th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing
Welcome,
June 30th at 8:30. Those will both be in the downtown Superior Courthouse. You have a cash bond of $25,000 in this case. You also are on probation in 2 cases, and so when you were picked up for this offense, it is a Term 1 violation in each of those cases. So I'll appoint an attorney, and you'll have a probation revocation hearing on June 27th at 8:30, and you have a secured appearance bond of $250 in each of your probation cases. So it's a total bond of $25,500. If that bond
Thank
is
you, Annie.
posted, you have written conditions of release. It will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. You also need to ensure you attend all of these hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit any bond that you have posted. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, ma'am?
No.
Okay, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Ms. Subia to the podium, and Vicente Ticini to the chair.
Damn, she lost the sight of her hair. Woo! Hey, gracias. Thank you for that Elvis hair right
Good
there.
morning, or good evening. Can I get your
I always
name and
wanted
date
to
of
have
birth?
hair.
Jessica Subia, 080201.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here on a warrant coming out of the Yavapai County Superior Court. It does look like it is a probation violation warrant that was issued
What up, we
for
the
you.
North?
I will appoint an attorney to
Not
represent
yet.
you. You're going to have an arraignment hearing on June 25th at 8:30 in the Yavapai County Superior Court. They have indicated that they are going to extradite you back to Yavapai for this hearing. You have a secured appearance bond of $25,000. If you post that bond, you'll have written conditions of release you need to comply with. It will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. If you do post that bond, you'll have to get yourself to that hearing in Yavapai County on June 26th.
David, I got one for you.
If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit your bond. If you don't post bond, you'll remain in custody and they will extradite you to their county. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, if you step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Vicente to the podium,
Just proceed with caution because
and Eric to the
she
chair.
might bite, if you will. Where they say they're going to send her to some other county. Yavapai. Yavapai.
Good evening. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Victim 23-2471.
And can you repeat your last name?
Ticini.
Thank you so much, sir. It does look like you are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include one count of aggravated taking ID of another, a Class 3 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference on June 26th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 30th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $10,000. If that bond is posted, you'll have written conditions of release. It will include no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. All of this information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so step to your left, sir. They'll give you that paperwork. Thank you. Eric to the podium and Anthony to the chair.
Hey, David, what the class is? The higher the class, the worst type of felony it is, or is it the lowest? How does that work?
Good evening. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Eric Villescaz, March 13th, 1987.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you have a direct complaint that was filed. It's for an offense date of November 21st, 2024, and it's for 2 counts of aggravated DUI, a Class 4 felony. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you, and you'll have a status conference June 26th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 30th at 8:30. You have a cash-only bond of $5,000. If you post that bond, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services for alcohol and drug monitoring and testing. You'll also have written conditions of release. It will include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription, not possessing or consuming any alcohol, and not driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of this information will be included in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Anthony to the podium and Jeffrey to the chair.
Stuff was drinking and driving. Come on now, putting that dude on the.
Good evening. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Anthony David Pinkowski, 9379.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we have 2 cases on the calendar. It does look like they are both failure to appear bench warrants that were issued for you. You had a probation revocation hearing that you failed to appear at, and as a result, these warrants issued. I will affirm the attorney that was previously appointed to represent you in both of these cases. And you'll have a probation revocation hearing on June 27th at 8:30. That does apply to both cases.
Okay.
You have a cash-only bond of $2,500 in each case for a total of $5,000. If that bond is posted, you'll have written conditions of release. It will include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. If you fail to appear at this hearing, another warrant will issue and you'll forfeit that bond. Did you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. If you'll step to your left,
Hey,
I'll
what
give you your
up?
paperwork.
Hey, thank you
Jeffrey
for
to
that,
the
David.
podium and Donovan to the chair. Good evening. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Jeffrey Reynolds, 21781.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we have a total of 5 cases on the calendar.
I was in the hospital on one, and we sent the paperwork in, and then they said some other one comes from after I was already on probation. So I didn't understand how could I get violated for that if I hadn't been to court for the other one.
So I'll go over what they've listed here, and then if you still have questions, we can talk about what they have going on, okay? It does look like the first one is a direct complaint that was filed on March 21st, 2025, and it's for an offense date of September 24th, 2024, and it's for one count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony. So that's a new case with a new charge that was filed against you earlier this year. In that case, I will appoint an attorney to represent you. You have a status conference June 26th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on June 30th at 8:30. It looks like the other 4 pending cases you have are all failure to appear bench warrants. They've indicated you have missed hearings in 4 separate pending cases that you have.
It was the same day.
He was in the hospital, Your Honor.
Hospital situation, which I got the paperwork still. They're trying to figure out how can they bring it to the court or who I need to send it to. I sent it to the lawyer person. They supposed to call me back. He didn't even show up for court that day. They had some assistant person. I don't even know who that was. And I'm just like, I didn't even get it. Like, they already knew I had to go in.
What up, Queen?
No, and
what up, Ghost?
They just did nothing about
Country.
it. And
do you know which case you're referring to? Do you know what case you're referring to? Or which hearing
violation
date?
of probation. It was a violation of probation. The other one was a possession of something.
A possession of
something? I don't know
something?
exactly how they classified it, but it was 4.
So
and
the
it was
pending
like
cases,
2 and 2 and 2, and it was all in like in 2 days. And I'm like, how can I do that?
you have a dangerous drug and narcotic drug possession case. That's one case. Your next case is a possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. The third case is also a possession of a weapon by a prohibited person. And the fourth case is another narcotic and dangerous drug possession.
I don't know. It's just the way they had it lined up, and I'm like, how can I get these charges thrown back up on me? You know, I don't know.
I'm going to affirm the attorney that was previously appointed to represent you in each of these cases.
What up, Daphne?
The hearings that I just mentioned to you on June 26th and June 30th will apply to 4 of the 5 cases. And then in the 5th case, you'll only have the June 26th hearing at 8:30. You don't have the additional hearing on June 30th. So essentially, you have 2 hearing dates coming up that applies to most of your cases. That
5
you'll need
years
to make
for the
sure
strap?
you attend.
Sheesh.
The bond that has been set on all of these cases
Better
is
than
a
him than
total
me.
of $4,000. It is a secured appearance bond of $4,000. If that bond is posted, you would have written conditions of release. It does look like you are on probation, so you would need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release.
So if I make these bonds already, I have to make them again because of.
So it does look like you posted bonds on these cases before.
Yes.
But when you failed to appear at the hearing, you forfeited those bonds. So now you've got new bonds issued on this case. And so if you were to fail to appear at these hearings I'm giving you again today, and you posted this $4,000, you'd lose this $4,000 as well. So
But I have a doctor's note, Your Honor.
Post that. Make sure you get to those hearings so you can address some of these concerns that you're mentioning here tonight, and to avoid losing another bond. But I do see you forfeited the bonds that you posted on your other cases.
Well, at least they're not sharks.
Okay.
If you'll step to your left, sir, they'll give you.
Man, that's rough right there, Steve. Tornadoes are the worst. Never been through
Donovan
one,
to the podium, Jose to the chair.
Seen them on YouTube. It's all bad. Hopefully, you and your family are okay. I'm gonna use that if I go to court.
Good evening. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Donovan Reese Espinosa, September 6th, 1995.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here for a warrant that was issued based on absconding from pretrial services electronic supervision, and your whereabouts were unknown. Based on that information, I am going to affirm the attorney that was previously appointed to represent you and set a status conference June 26th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 30th at 8:30. You are going to have a secured appearance bond of $2,500. If that bond is posted, you'll be released to the supervision of pretrial services and equipped with electronic monitoring. You also have written conditions of release. You're not to return to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. All of that information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, sir?
I was asking for a second opportunity to be released, Ms. Madam. It was an accident. The battery discharged.
Oh, right.
When did the battery die?
Like the battery died, so the freaking thing wasn't working, I guess.
The thing
What date was that?
discharged accidentally.
I don't remember.
Don't remember. No sé. I
If
just
I
woke
could
up.
be released again on with a new battery and a new charger. I'll
Oh,
keep it
he's talking
charged
about
this time. I apologize.
his ankle
Did you
bracelet.
contact pretrial services when that quit working?
No,
No.
I didn't have a phone.
Oh yeah, I didn't have a phone. I hate
But
when that happens.
this time I'll be like super on it, you know.
Oh yeah,
So how did you get
on
the
it. Have a
electronic
backup battery.
device removed from your ankle?
When I got here.
So you still had it attached to you, it was just not working?
Yeah.
Did you still have the charger for it?
I lost it.
Oh yeah. That's why I couldn't charge it. That's why the battery was
You
dead.
could release me with the charger and everything.
Because I have a charger.
Take care of it and have it working.
Oh, yeah, Your Honor. Scout's honor.
So you are going to be released again with one of those, but the judge in your case has set a bond now of $2,500 that you'll have to post before you get released with the electronic.
I don't have no money, Miss Mandam.
I don't have
If
he don't have any electricity in his house.
Bond, then you'll remain in custody until your next hearing on June 26th. You'll meet with your attorney and you'll see your judge. If at that time they feel like it's appropriate to request a modification of these release conditions, your attorney can do so at this time. But I am going to affirm the warrant and the bond that was issued in that warrant that was set by the judge on this case, okay? So you will need to post that $2,500 before you're released from custody.
2,500?
It is secured appearance, meaning you can use a bail bonding company. That's 10% plus collateral if you go through a bail bonding company.
Yeah.
Okay, so step to your left, sir. They'll give you that paperwork.
But Your Honor, my puppies.
Jose to
Who's
the
gonna feed
podium
my
and
puppies?
Matthew to the chair.
Way couldn't come up with a bigger. My battery died. I don't have the charger. You give it to me this time. I'll make sure I'll charge it.
Good
I'll
evening.
be on
Can I
it.
get your name and date of birth?
Jose Vargas, June 20, 1972.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include one count of aggravated DUI with a license that was previously suspended or revoked for a DUI, a Class 4 felony. One count of tampering with physical evidence, Class 6 felony, and one count of obstructing an investigation, a Class 5 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference June 26th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 30th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $2,500. If that bond is posted, you have written conditions of release to include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription and not possessing or consuming any alcohol. And you may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of that will be included in your paperwork. You'll also need to ensure you attend these hearings. If you fail to appear, a warrant will issue and you'll forfeit any bond you posted. Did you have any questions, sir?
No.
Okay, so step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Thank you, sir. Matthew to the podium.
This one
And
looks like
Allie
he
to
drinks
the chair.
tap water, David. On his birthday. Hey, happy birthday to you
Good
too.
evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Matthew Baxter, March 25th, 2000.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you have an out-of-county warrant coming from the Pioneer Justice Court related
Maricopa
to
County.
one count of excessive speeding. They have issued a warrant for your arrest. I will appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have an arraignment hearing in the Pioneer Justice Court on June 25th at 8:30.
No, he didn't.
You have a cash bond of $1,909. If that bond is posted, you'll have written conditions of release to include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription, and you may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of that will be in your paperwork. They have indicated they will extradite you to that hearing. If you do post bond, you'll need to ensure you get yourself to that hearing. Date, time, and location will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, so step to your left, sir. They'll give you that paperwork. Allie to the podium and James to the chair.
James, hey, I'm remote, Your Honor. I can't attend one of these.
Good evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Allie Robinson. It's 1887.
Thank you, ma'am. It does
I'm
look
streaming
like you
on
are
both
here
right
on a
now.
probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3, 5, and 15.
Damn, she looks like she's
I'll
doing
appoint
bad.
an attorney to
And cold.
represent you and set a probation revocation hearing June 27th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $500. If you post bond, you have written conditions of release to include not possessing any weapons or alcohol, and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of that will be.
And she
in
has
your
an obey
paperwork. Do you
shirt
have
on.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, just up to your left, ma'am. They'll give you that paperwork. James Martin to the podium and Ashley to the chair.
She'll be going through it tonight. She'll be throwing up and crapping all over the place. Probably sleep for a week straight.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Yes, it's James Robert Martin, 9/14/87.
Thank you, sir. I do see that you were previously seen by this court on May 10th at 8 a.m. Are you still in custody?
I'm still in custody, yes.
Okay.
No, it looks like it,
So it
Your
looks
Honor.
like you received a page 2, and that's why you're here today, and it's
Yes.
based on a warrant from the Surprise Municipal Court.
Yes,
It does look like it is for 1 count of disorderly conduct.
yes.
In this case, I'm going to appoint an attorney, and I'm going to set an arraignment hearing. That'll be in the Surprise Municipal Court. It is on June 24th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
I don't know what page
Because
2
you're
is.
already in custody on something else, I'm just putting a placeholder bond of $50. If you post the $50 bond, that would be in addition to whatever
Yes, I
requirements
do.
you have in the other case. I believe at the last hearing you were held non-bondable. I'm not sure if at this time you
Yes.
have a bond on that case, but this $50 would be in addition to what you need to do on that case before you're released from custody. If you do get released on these cases, you are not to possess any weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Did you have any questions?
Okay, yes, I do. I was sentenced to 90 days, for the one that I was non-bondable.
Okay.
It started, May 16th. My release date is August 14th.
Okay.
I know on this case right here, I have 85 days over my head for the Surprise, City Court.
You can find
I'm
it
already
here.
doing 90 days, but the thing is, I was also able to have Reach Out come see me, with an option to go to a rehab, and I've already had my insurance company reach out, my in-house probation officer. We've already done all these video visits, so like I'm just waiting on the chance for a placement to get into one of these places. And I think this might hold it up if
What a
I have
wretch.
another court date or something like that. Is there no way we could just run that 85 days concurrent what I'm doing, or?
Unfortunately, because it's a municipal court case, I don't have the authority to do that. You
Good
will
try,
have
though.
to see that judge. By placing the placeholder bond of $50, it does give you the opportunity to potentially get credit for time served. So since you're already serving some time, the prize could have the ability to utilize the time you're already here for to count towards theirs as well. But you will need to make it to that hearing on June 24th. It's 4 days from today to see if you can work that out with the prize so they can run concurrent.
Okay, 2 questions. I'll make them quick. Is
2
this gonna
more?
affect my housing where I'm at? I'm already in a sentence pod. Am I gonna have to, do you know anything about that?
I don't know
Okay.
how that will affect where you're housed with Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. They
Okay.
probably could answer that better for you.
Okay, and the last thing, for my bond, if I have the money on my books or whatever they call it, my account, could they take that off for the bond?
If you do end up wanting to post the bond, then yes, you can use money that is on your books to post your $50 bond.
Okay.
I don't know that you want to post it yet if you're serving
$50.
time anyways, because you won't be released unless you get some sort of community release or supervision, but you can
Hey,
make
thank you,
that
Stephen.
decision, but you can use that money to post the $50.
Okay,
If
okay,
you
that's what
choose
you're
to
saying.
do so.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. If it's up to your left, I'll give you that paperwork.
So Stephen wrote page 2 is
Ashley to the
if they're already
podium,
in custody
and
and other
Amos
charges.
Cooper to the chair, or Amos Cooper.
$50.
Good evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Ashley Late, 6/30/86.
Thank you, ma'am. It does look like you are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of criminal trespass in the first degree of a residential structure, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference July 3rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 9th at 8:30. Those will both take place in the downtown Superior Courthouse. I am releasing you to the supervision of pretrial services. You'll have written conditions of release. Those will include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you must obey the terms of any order of protection or order against harassment that may be issued against you. All of this information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Nope, that's all,
Okay,
thank you.
just up to your left, they'll give you that paperwork.
Hey, so my flight was pretty good.
Amos to the podium and Tristan to the chair.
Luckily I was able to make it. But I don't think I'm gonna be going back though. Just because I got other things going on, but
Good evening. Can I get your name
I
and date
wish
of
I
birth?
could.
Amos Cooper, 09/17/2003.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we have 2 cases on the calendar, and it looks like they stem from the same incident that happened today. You're being charged with 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and then you're also being charged with 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 6 felony.
What if
So
Cynthia?
1 case will take place in the Superior Court, that will be the pending felony, and then the misdemeanor case will take place in the
Arizona
Municipal
court.
Court. So in the felony case, I am going to find probable cause and appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference July 3rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 9th at 8:30. And again, those are in the downtown Superior Courthouse on 175 West Madison Street. On the misdemeanor case, because it is a misdemeanor, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel in that case, but you can hire an attorney at your own expense if you would like to. And you'll have an arraignment hearing in the Buckeye Municipal Court on July 8th at 2 p.m. Dates, times, and location will be all included
Money,
in your
man.
paperwork. I am releasing you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at these hearings. You do have 3 hearings coming up that are scheduled for you. You do have written conditions of release. It is going to include not returning to the scene of any alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. If you fail to appear at any of these hearings, a
Thank you
warrant
for
will
the daily
issue and you'll be
187.
held on bond at the next hearing.
Okay.
Any questions, sir?
No, no.
Okay, just up to your left, they'll give you that
I'm
paperwork.
from
Thank you.
California.
Tristan to the podium and Bruce to the chair. Good evening, sir. Could I get your name and date of birth?
Tristan Rayborg, 11/17/88.
Thank you for the
Thank you,
gifts.
sir. It does look like you are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 5 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference on July 3rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 9th
This is
at
live.
8:30, both in the downtown Superior Courthouse. I'm releasing you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at these hearings. You have written conditions of release. You are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, and no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. All of this information will be in your paperwork. You must attend those hearings, otherwise a failure to appear warrant will issue, and you'll be held on bond at your next hearing. Did you have any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you'll step to your left, I'll give you that paperwork.
This is Arizona.
Bruce to the podium and Christopher to the chair.
So this is live and this is happening right now. This is real time. Yes, we're watching court in Arizona. This is Maricopa County, if you will. I found it tonight on my FYP and I am enjoying it. Hey, thank you. Is that Mac?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good evening. Can I
hearts.
get your name and date of birth?
5, Bruce Van
Yeah,
Ness,
Mac. Yep.
05/15/60.
What up, Dave?
Thank you, sir. It does look like we have 2 cases on the calendar. The first one is a new Superior Court case, and that is for 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony. Can you hear me okay?
Not really.
And 1 count of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, a Class 3 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to
Thank you,
represent
Mac.
you. You're going to have a status conference July 3rd at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing July 9th at 8:30. Those will take place in the downtown Superior Courthouse. You're also on probation. And so when you were picked up for this new offense, that's a term 1 violation of your probation. So I'm going to appoint an attorney, and you're going to have a probation revocation hearing on June 27th at 8:30. You don't have to remember these dates because they're going to be all in your paperwork. I am releasing you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear at these hearings. You have written conditions of release. You are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All of this information will be included in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
That's my main concern, getting a hold of my probation officers.
Okay, so the phone number is going to be included in your paperwork that the
Right.
officer is going to hand you. So make sure you contact them once you've been released, okay?
Okay.
All right, anything else, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Christopher to the podium.
I think his main concern is going to be getting that scante, if you will. Grandpa's still on probation. Jesus. Hey, what up, Danny?
Good evening. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Hey, come on,
Michael
whippersnapper.
Reyes.
You got this.
And your date of birth, sir.
04/05/1987.
Thank you, sir. It does look like we have 2 cases on the calendar. The first one is a new Superior Court case for 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor.
What up,
Probable
Andy?
cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference July 3rd at
What up,
8:30
Chacha?
and a preliminary hearing July 9th at 8:30. You're also on probation. When you were picked up for this offense, that's a term 1 violation of your probation, so I'll appoint counsel and set a
What up,
probation
Drea?
revocation hearing on June 27th at 8:30. I am releasing you today on your own recognizance. That's your promise to appear at these hearings. You have written conditions of release. You are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No, I can do those things.
Okay, thank you, sir. Just at your left, they'll give you that paperwork.
Hey, you know what? If I was on probation and my probation officer wasn't picking up the phone, you better believe I'm gonna be showing up to that office and I'm gonna check in. I'm gonna leave my
Do we
name
have
on there
Barry in here, or are you going to have to get Barry?
to have proof that I
Okay.
showed up.
Okay, while you do that, I'm going to work on a couple of warrants that I have, so I'm going to mute my microphone for just a moment while you take care of that, okay? Thank you.
All right, so right now she's gonna do some more. She went ahead and put it on mute. You haven't really missed anything too good, Molly. You know, a few robberies and dope cases and whatnot. You know what? And I got a funny story. So when I was 18, I went in as a juvenile. I did a camp program, and when I came home, I was 18 already. But for whatever reason, they didn't terminate my probation. So my probation officer, the one that I had, this fool would have me go to the local police station to meet up with that fool. So the first time I went, I waited for him for like an hour. That fool never showed up. Second time, he told me again, go back to the police station to go wait for him. I did it. Waited for an hour. That fool never showed up. Third time I went, you guys guessed it, he never showed up. So you know what happened the fourth time? You know when he made us when he scheduled for the fourth time, I didn't go. I was like, screw that. What am I gonna go for? This fool would tell me. He had the nerve to tell me he when we talked after that, and I was like, man, you're always making these appointments. You never show up. He was like, but I know you're there because I'll ask the officers and they'll tell me that you were there waiting for me. I'm not gonna be going wasting my time, and to wait for you. I got things to do. I really didn't have anything to do, but after the third time I got tired of it. So I stopped going. So you know what happened? They violated my probation. But sometimes when you're living that life, it don't really matter. It is what it is. So uh, when I would catch violations, I wouldn't be crying about it. I was like, I had it coming, regardless of whether it was right or wrong or whatever. I knew I had it coming. So ain't no need to cry about it. It is what it is. If you're gonna be a criminal, just be willing to accept the consequences.
Okay, can I have Barry to the podium?
All right, Barry. We got Barry making a fuss, not going. That's right. Let's see what Barry did.
Good evening, sir. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Barry Morphew, 10/17/67.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like you are here today on a warrant from the state of Colorado.
Ooh.
And they have indicated that they want to extradite you back to the state of Colorado. Did you get an opportunity to review that laminated card that was given to you today?
Yes.
Okay. So you have a choice to make here today. You have two options, and we're going to go over what your options are. So first, let's discuss what you're here for. There is, again, a warrant from the state of Colorado. They've indicated they do want to extradite you back to the state of Colorado related to an offense charge of homicide. In this case, you have the option of stating, I am ready to be returned to the state of Colorado. If you were to choose to do that, you would be waiving your rights to any hearings here in Maricopa County. You say, I'm ready for Colorado to come pick me up. If you choose to do that, you would be held here in the Maricopa County jail, non-bondable, for up to 30 days, giving Colorado 30 days to come pick you up.
What was his
30
fool's name?
days would start tomorrow, so long as you do not have any local pending charges here in the state of Arizona. He was on the news? In the alternative, I could set a hearing here in Maricopa County on June 30th, 2025 at 1:30 in the afternoon. In this case,
what up, Johnny?
You would
Damn,
be
Barry's
stating
with the business.
You want to have an extradition hearing, and before you're extradited back to Colorado, you're demanding that both governors, the governor of Arizona and the governor of Colorado, sign a
Did anybody
warrant
catch his last name?
requiring you to be extradited back to Colorado before you do that. That process takes about 60 to 90 days. That hearing that I would set here in Arizona is civil in nature, meaning you would not be entitled to court-appointed counsel, but you could hire an attorney at your own expense if you would like to for that hearing. If you were to choose that option, you are eligible for bond. In this case, you have a cash-only bond of $3 million. If you posted that bond, you'd have written conditions of release you'd need to comply with. You would also need to ensure you attended that hearing on June 30th. If you failed to appear at that hearing, you would now have a warrant out of Maricopa County.
Somebody was asking about it.
The Colorado warrant would still be valid, and you would forfeit the bond that you posted. Based on that information, do you know what option you would like to do here today, sir?
Susan. Oh.
You'd like to waive your rights here today and go ahead and say you're ready for Colorado to pick you up? Okay. Since we are waiving some important rights, I'm just going to go ahead and ask you some important questions before we do that, and then we will get some of your signatures, okay? So, again, I just want to confirm you did read the waiver of extradition paperwork, which was that laminated card?
Yeah.
Okay. And you do understand that you do not have to sign this paperwork?
Yes.
And you do understand that you have the right to an extradition hearing? That would be that hearing on June 30th?
Yes.
And do you understand that you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense?
Yes.
And do you understand you have the right to demand that a governor's warrant be signed by both governors of each state before you're returned?
Yes.
And do you understand that you would have a right to bail, in this case, a cash bond of $3 million?
Yes.
And do you want to give up those rights and sign this paperwork?
Yes.
And has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to sign this paperwork?
No.
And have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication within the last 24 hours?
No.
I find that you are knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily signing this waiver, and I am also going to sign it. I am directing the sheriff's office to notify the requesting state that you are ready to return. The requesting state will have 30 days from tomorrow to pick you up unless you have local charges pending. If you have local charges pending, then the 30 days will not start until the conclusion of that case. Did you have any questions there?
No.
Okay. In just one moment, we are going to ask you to step up here. We're going to need a couple of signatures from you to indicate you are waiving those rights.
Melissa.
Okay, are you ready for him? Okay, if you'll just come right over here, she'll tell you when to sign. You are going to have to sign at least twice.
Barry is going to get picked up. Hell yeah, you better believe Colorado is going to be picking him up. $3 million bond is crazy. Yeah, so I wrote, yes, an individual named Barry, specifically Barry, last name is spelled Morphew. Is that Morphew? Was arrested in Maricopa County, Arizona. He is facing charges related to the unaliving of his wife, Susan Marfo, in Colorado. Barry was arrested by Arizona DPS and expected to go through an extradition hearing, according to a YouTube video. The arrest occurred after a grand jury indicted him in Colorado. Jeez, is this live? I don't know. Is it? No sé. I don't know.
Sir, so just take a seat out there. We will get that paperwork printed and brought out to you, okay? Thank you.
Arizona, Maricopa, if you will. There it is, Barry. You got Barry right there. Well, you are, but the video, yeah, it's live. It's live and direct. This is night court here. They have court all day, every day in Arizona. He's done. His wife, she's been missing for years, and they finally found her remains. What? So he fled. Yeah, he took off from Colorado. Yep. He drugged her and with a
case number 24 and 26. Jonathan Stanley, date of birth April 24th, 1981. I completed this case as a house call prior to the 11 p.m. calendar due to Mr. Stanley being in the hospital.
Did she say 11 p.m.?
He is here on 2 out-of-county warrants from Coconino County Superior Court for a probation violation. I appointed counsel and set a arraignment hearing in the Coconino County Superior Court on June 25th at 8:30 and set a cash bond of $5,000 on each case for a total of $10,000.
Flush for Barry.
If he does post bond, he has written conditions of release to include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting his probation officer within 72 hours. Case number 23 and 36, it's William Thomas, date of birth July 12th, 1988, will proceed as a house call due to Mr. Thomas being combative.
An Arizona man has been...
Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of robbery, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of burglary in the 3rd degree, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, 1 count of resisting arrest and risking physical injury, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of resisting arrest, a passive resistance, a Class 1 misdemeanor. For purposes of this hearing only, I am not finding probable cause as it relates to the burglary charge or the resisting arrest with physical injury. I am finding probable cause to the other counts. I am appointing an attorney and setting a status conference June 26th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 30th at 8:30. I'm setting a secured appearance bond of $7,500 in this case. He has a second case on the calendar, and that is due to him being on probation. It is a term 1 violation when he was picked up for this new offense. I'm appointing counsel and setting a probation revocation hearing June 27th at 8:30 and a secured appearance bond of $500. That is a total bond of $8,000. If that bond is posted, he has written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and contacting his probation officer within 72 hours.
Jeez.
If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. Case number 17 and 18, Nellie Mutiba, date of birth December 2nd, 1986, will proceed as a house call due to her being a danger to others. The first case is a new Superior Court case. It is for 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor.
Thank you, Naomi.
Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent her. She will have a status conference June 26th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 30th at 8:30. I'm setting a secured appearance bond of $25,000. She also has a warrant from the El Centro Justice Court for an offense dated September 27th, 2024 for 1 count of criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. I am appointing counsel and setting an arraignment hearing in the El Centro Justice Court on June 25th at 8:30. She has a secured appearance bond of $50 in this case. If bond is posted, she'll have written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. If anything changes after I meet with her, I will update the written record. Case number 11, Brandon Sutter, date of birth July 20th, 1985, will proceed as a house call due to being a danger to self. He is here on a failure to appear bench warrant that was issued for him related to a pending drug charge. I will affirm the attorney previously appointed and set a status conference June 26th at 8:30 and affirm the secured appearance bond of $250. If bond is posted, he has written conditions of release to include not possessing any weapons or alcohol. If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. Case number 21, Henry Diaz, date of birth September 17th, 1980, will proceed as a house call due to being a danger to self. We are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of narcotic drug possession for sale, a Class 2 felony, 2 counts of narcotic drug possession for use, Class 3 felony, 1 count of using electronic communications during a drug transaction, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of misconduct involving weapons, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia violation, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent him. He will have a status conference June 26th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing June 30th at 8:30. He has a cash bond of $50,000. Bond is posted. He has written conditions of release to include not possessing any drugs without a valid prescription and not driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. Case number 9, Jason Kendra, date of birth April 12, 1991, will proceed as a house call due to being disruptive. He is here on a probation violation warrant with allegations he violated terms 3, 5, and 15. I will appoint counsel and set a probation revocation hearing on June 27th at 8:30. He has a secured appearance bond of $250. If bond is posted, he has written conditions of release. It does include not possessing any weapons or alcohol and contacting his probation officer within 72 hours. If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. That does conclude the 11 p.m. calendar, and we will now stand in recess until 5 a.m.
All right, hey, don't leave, guys. I want to show you a news article that I found right now. I'm gonna put it up for you guys right now. Give me uno momento right here, so I get it up on the screen here. No, mama. Te van a mirar. Here, give me a minute. I'll get it up here on the screen. Let's see here.
An Arizona man has been indicted by a grand jury in southern Colorado for killing his wife.
12 News was the only TV station in the valley that captured Barry Morphew arriving at Maricopa County Jail this afternoon. He's awaiting an extradition hearing in front of a judge who will decide if he can go back to Colorado to face a murder charge there.
12 News journalist Sean Rice is joining us now to explain more on the case that has garnered national attention. Sean?
Yep. Yeah, Mark and Kribe, Arizona DPS tells me they arrested Barry Morphew today in Gilbert. This was all at the request of prosecutors in Alamosa County, Colorado. That's about 2 hours south of Colorado Springs. That's where Morphew has been indicted by a grand jury for murdering his wife, Suzanne. And property records indicate Morphew has been living in the Cave Creek area ever since 2022. That's when an attempt to prosecute him for the first time was dismissed. Now, Morphew has been at the center of multiple Dateline episodes right here on NBC. His wife, Suzanne, went missing in Salida, Colorado. This was all back on Mother's Day in 2020. Her husband, Barry, was previously charged with first-degree murder, accused of killing Suzanne, but at the time, her body had never been found. The case against Barry was rife with prosecutorial errors to the point that a judge previously dismissed the case. Then in September 2023, Suzanne Morphew's body was found in a rural part of southern Colorado, and the results of a toxicology report pointed back at Barry being the person responsible for killing his wife. Today, District Attorney Ann Kelly, she's the person who's going to be prosecuting this case in Colorado. She was asked why Morphew was here in Arizona. This is what she had to say.
That information was still being gathered. We have been working very, very hard to make sure that we run down anything we can with respect to this investigation, and our law enforcement officers will certainly be following that.
And Arizona DPS tells us Morphew did not resist at the time of his arrest today in Gilbert. It's unclear why exactly he was in Gilbert today. He is expected to go through that extradition hearing at some point this weekend. He could challenge being transported to Colorado to face that murder charge. Court records show Morphew has never faced a single criminal charge out in the Valley since he moved here, again, right around back in 2022. Attempts to reach his daughters, who have been supportive of Barry throughout this entire 5-year ordeal. Those attempts to reach them have been unsuccessful today. Back to you guys.
All right, Sean Rice reporting. Thanks, Sean.
All right, guys, there it is there. Stop this because I don't know what the hell this is. But yeah, I know you guys, I was interested, so that's why I looked up the video. Hopefully that cleared up any questions you guys had right there. So they got him. He's done. Man, that's crazy. Tranquilizing your wife? Shh. It's not that serious. Just get divorced and move on, you know? It ain't
You done yelling?
Let me see. Anyhow, hey, this is the last quote of the night. If you haven't done so, please do so. Hit that follow button. It's free 99. Doesn't cost you a thing. Hey, thank you everybody. Hey, what's up, Barbie? Hey, David, you're welcome, man. Man. Anyhow, hey, I will be back tomorrow. I have a little bit more time for my hands tomorrow, so I'll be on in the morning. Hey, I am Collect Call James. You are watching. You have a collect call from, and like I said around here, hey, lights like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we are out. A rato. Johnny, you're welcome.